Alright, going into Twitch. Let's see if it's showing as live. Yes, showing as live there. Okay. That showed up. Yep, okay. Cool. Chat's working. And JoJo is fighting with the lovely, lovely kitchen. So, hey, welcome to Stuff on Thursday, and
the day that we never stream because I completely have it off limits, but welcome.
yeah, right. Uh, but
Welcome to the backup day for the backup day of the backup day.
right. It's like, man, plans just were not working out.
Well, so realistically, I did not get back home from doing all my running around yesterday. Like as of again today, like I was like fucking chomping my ass to fucking get here in time for fucking the pre-meeting to even talk. Like, oh my god, going from literally your neck of the woods to Saddle Creek to North Omaha to then go back to Saddle Creek to then go back to Bellevue and do it all over again. I'm losing my goddamn mind. How's your Thursday?
Um,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Combined. Wednesday, Thursday. Okay.
Shit. I don't know. It started out with a phone call early in the ass morning, being like, "Hey, uh, you know, we have legal stuff to go over, blah blah blah." And I'm like, "You gotta be shitting me." Um, and then everybody's like, "Well, I only really have tonight to be able to go over it," and it's like it ended up being like people weren't available until like fucking 8:30 at night, and I was like, God damn it, I'm supposed to be doing stream stuff, so I was like, ugh. But whatever. And it was
We
like,
got here. We
yeah,
did it. Sorry.
yeah. It was like, oh, this could have been an email, but I understand why it's not an email. Because then nobody would actually fucking take care of it, and it kind of needed all of us to take care of it. But also, it was like a fucking call with 40 people on it. Mm. I've never wanted a mute button more. Um, okay, so
That
last
is fucking disgusting. I'm so sorry. 40 people?
yeah,
No.
on a phone
I'm so
call.
no. 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 I'm so sorry to you. Fuck that. No. No.
Um,
That
I was
that's
like,
too many people. In one earpiece, like just to be in the head. Like I get being like in the crowd, but that's too much.
right. Um, no, so like to get on, I guess topic now if we want to do that. Last week,
Yeah, we can stop talking about it.
because that was irritating. It was, but like I understand why, but it's also irritating. Um, it was like um, last week. What was that? Friday? Yeah, Friday. We were like,
Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ, it's been that long.
yeah. We were like, hey, why don't we try and like lay out a festival grounds mock up of like what should you be expecting, right? Um,
Yeah, yeah.
so what we're gonna do is using Krita, we're gonna just do a very flat space mock up. Um, Specifically, we are designing 150-acre festival grounds. Uh, to put in just for perspective, it would be hopefully somewhere along the I-80 corridor between Omaha and Lincoln.
Do you want to be off the starting stream?
Uh, that's where I had started, because the
Okay,
other thing
no,
is for people to look at the critter. I can move it to that. Uh, there we are. Um, and it pulled up the right thing this time around. So, um, so things that you can assume about the space is like interstate access is within 5 to 10 minutes, but the actual space is going to be on county roads. It's rural settings for the most part. Um, in most cases, electrical service can be extended to the site, um, and it is predominantly flat agricultural land. We're going to assume ours is flat for the sake of argument, um, because it gets complicated, and I want to like get the basics down for everybody before we go adding elevation changes and shit. Um, we do have an issue of like occasional severe thunderstorms and like high winds and stuff like that. We have hot summers and cold winters. Um, this means
now we're having the stuff, the winds and stuff like what happened at the art festival.
mm-hmm. So you need to consider the idea of like storm shelters and things like that. And to give like a perspective of what the hell is 150 acres look like, it's roughly 2,550 feet by 2,560 feet. Okay. Um, but we're trying to start with a venue that supports 5,000 people that can be extended up to 50,000 people. So allowing for future expansion. So the basic things that we want to start with are things like our core festival functions. These are main entrance, our main stage, our secondary stage, our vendor and food areas, and our main parking area. Because Nebraska has still not quite caught up with the whole public transportation. We don't have, the subways or train systems that a lot of big cities have, or, um, you know, so like you're
Have
going,
integrated with.
yeah. So you need to plan for people to want to park somewhere because they're going to want to use their private vehicles instead of an Uber, or you have this thing of like, if you don't plan enough parking space, do you have a place for public transportation to drop off things like charter buses and things like Uber and everything? Okay, so those are all things that we're going to focus on for now. We'll extend it if we have time to other areas of things that we need to, but we're going to start with those things. With that being said, for the sake of argument, the top of the page um, is going to be north. The right hand side of the page is going to be east. The bottom is south. And the left hand side is west. We're going to assume that we have a county road both on the south and east side. Okay. So with that being said, let's start with, where are you putting your main entrance? And I did make this so that it's like 2,550 pixels by 2560 pixels. So, um, so 1 pixel is effectively 1 foot. So, we're going to start with the main entrance. If you have a road access on the south and east side, where would you prefer to put it? Jojo?
You said south or east?
Yeah, so
No,
that
I
would
know. I'm
be
here.
the
I just was
bottom and
thinking
the
about it. Like,
yeah, the
do I
bottom
want to
and
face the sun? Personally, I don't want to face the sun. I would rather go across, so probably south.
okay.
So east to west is going above my car versus me facing east and west. Because
Okay.
sun sucks.
Yeah. Okay. So you have your main entrance here. Um, and people assume that main entrance is just the gateways, and it's not. It's like the actual roadway that comes in to start with. So that's what we're working with, is the main road that comes off of, or the main thoroughfare into your grounds. So, um, and typically streets are roughly, what is it? One lane is 25 feet, if I remember. No, it's 15 feet. And then,
I'm gonna say because at minimum a car is maybe 5.5 feet wide.
it's a little bit wider than that, but yeah. Um, they're not much more. It's like, okay, so your roads are gonna all be 15 feet. Um, so the question would be, okay, how many lanes do you want for this road? Lanes,
It'd be a 1 by 1. I would
one,
treat it like a country road,
so
where it'd be one on
one
one
in and
on.
one out.
Yes.
Okay, so a minimum of 30 feet. Do you want to have a median in between? And medians are usually about 4 feet.
Necessarily.
Um,
Do
that's like
you? I,
what
I
I like about medians is that you can then kind of control flow.
yeah, you're
So
right.
you can properly designate, hey, this side is for entering and this side is for exiting, right? Um, and um,
I would say
then
signs could work just as well.
you would think,
I'm, well, no, I'm thinking of the Pinewood.
yeah.
Like they don't have a median until you get closer to the actual venue. The half mile to or the quarter mile to the venue is just assumed area and you only have the signs. But no,
So
the signs I'm talking about are literally every 10 feet.
yeah, okay.
So,
So now the question is, do you want it further towards the left or the right, so east or west, or do you want to try and get it centered?
I would say centered. Are you drawing anything yet?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like,
So
I can't see anything, so I just wanted to make sure.
no, because we have to figure out placement. So if we're trying to go for, we're gonna call this uh, main entrance. So you're gonna go with try and get it centered up as best as possible. So that would be 30 feet width is 30 pixels. Oh god. It's a little tiny ass box down here. I'd have to zoom in. To give you this perspective of what this space is, it's a 30 by 30 square in this giant area. That's what I've got so far. We can obviously do things like this and be like, okay, we're gonna actually extend it, blah, and that's your roadway to start with. That's your main roadway.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's being weird, but whatever. And just fill it in. Oh, I love it when it does shit like this. Like, why do we have a gradient for some god-awful reason? Yeah. So there's our lovely main thoroughfare for right now.
How much parking would you want?
Okay, so if you have 5,000 people, it's assumed. Okay, typically when they figure out parking, they assume 4 passengers per vehicle. So if you have 5,000 people, you would need a minimum of fuck, what is that? It's
Don't ask me math. I'm sorry.
right. That is 1,250, I believe.
Whoa.
Spaces. Okay. Now.
And do you want this paved or unpaved?
That's a question that we would get into later on.
Okay.
So, first things first, I do have a color coding for this bullshit. I'm gonna use gray, which is technically parking, but I feel like the main entrance can also be the fucking roadway to go into this place can be gray as well. Okay. So there's that. I'm gonna add another layer so that we can mess with things. Parking. Concerning noise outside. Oh, it's the 25th. I've probably got fireworks going off nowadays.
Yes, there's been fireworks going off like every night. Not like a lot of them, but people do be liking those booms.
I don't know why it's doing
I feel bad for all animals and wildlife right now.
that. Okay. So, anyways. So, like I was talking to Jojo earlier, an ADA parking space requires a minimum of 300 square feet, which is a 15 by 20 foot space. Um, and then regular parking spaces are like a 10 by 20 space. Um, for the sake of not having to do the fucking gymnastics around that, we're gonna go with the 300 so that we're at least meeting the minimums for ADA for all the parking spots. So if we need 1,250 spaces for a minimum of 5,000 people, that and multiply that by 300, and this does not include the aisles for like moving a car through, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the minimum space you need is 375,000 square feet.
That's a lot of math.
You can see why civil engineers are used for this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um,
I would also want to get paid lots of money to do this kind of math.
right. So let's start with the easy stuff. Um, let's break it down a little bit easier. You want 1,250 spaces. If you're assuming that you want 50 spaces in a row, right?
Yeah.
So you would take the width of those spaces, which is 15 feet, and multiply that by 50.
Okay.
Okay? So the
Mm-hmm.
width of um, our row would need to be 750 feet. Okay? And that's by a 20-foot space for the length of a parking space. So from front end of the car to the back end of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So what we would do is create, and if you're using 50, you would divide 1,250 by 50. And that means that you need 25 of these rows.
Okay.
So let's start there. Um, so 750 by 20. And it does give me these little uh, width and height things that I can use for this. I wish it would just allow me to. There's probably a way for me to do this a little bit simpler, but fuck. I fucked that up. Give me a second. Um, properties. There is a way to mess with the dimensions. Not in this, but there's gotta be. I love trying to find like the tool that I'm looking for. I love how it's like, let's not give you what you want. width, I need 20 pixels, 18 pixels, and I need a height of 248 or 748. I put it too close to. Fuck it. We're gonna just work with that. Cool. It's General's fucking situation. Okay, we're not gonna get super pretty with it. There's our first row parking. We're gonna duplicate and call this one parking 2. And move that fucker over.
You're glad I just gave me a heart attack.
I have to fucking duplicate this like fucking 25 times. This sucks. Parking 3. Oops. 5.
Who's in the bowl? Hello, Mr. One Eye. Are you enjoying your food? The old man is wiggling in his sack.
Okay.
Now, I'm talking about the sugar gliders here. You can shut the frick up. This computer is hot.
Okay.
Some of the girls are out. Oh. Hold One of the other two floor girls are out. Honestly, I don't know how many there are anymore. I know there's like 9 or 10 total. Oh, hello. You got big ass eyes. I mean, they always do. Nevertheless, yeah, your parents are gonna get mad that you're tearing up their couch. They'll be like, what the fuck? I feel like the cat did it. They'll just have to believe me because it's your damn couch couches. This cat pays me no money.
I do like that Automod caught a bot before it actually showed up in chat this time around.
Oh, real? Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Autobot.
It only took it a few streams to kind of figure out what kind of shit we're denying.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm gonna have to put a fucking chat rule that says no bots. For no viewership tampering.
Get what you're doing, man.
Here's our lovely parking lot coming together.
That looks good. Is it like halfway across the room? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to scratch.
Cat just being a dork.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. This is the oh so fun thing of like planning shit out. I'm like, here are 25 of these fuckers. Have fun. The same damn model.
Let go.
I need to move to so that 3 can fit better in. Okay. So here are your parking lanes, or parking bars, and essentially you have to put lanes in between them that are roughly the same size as your road. So I might actually be better off making road a different color. I'll make it straw color. That'll drive me up a wall. Okay, so I can use the main entrance as my road in between shit. For doing crap. I can just copy it in between shit. Okay, we're gonna start with our first lane. Your first lane is gonna come up here, and it's gonna have wherever it's probably going to scoop back, like so, and you'll have space between it and the road. I'm not going to put in the effort of trying to figure out exactly the spacing, because fuck that.
No, it's a rough understanding. I get you.
Okay, and then what you would do is then, okay, you have a road that goes in between there. It's going to be roughly this big, blah, blah, blah. 3 can be put with next to 2. Kind of, sort of like that. And then 4 goes essentially there. And we've got 5 that goes in. Uh, 6 would then go about here. There's 7. And just select all these fuckers. Really? Don't know why it was such a problem. Just move that block over so that I have more space to work with. God, this is gonna take fucking forever. What I'm gonna do after we've got these kind of set is I'm gonna just group them all together into one layer. That way I can just move them all out once.
Nope, I got you. That makes sense.
But to get like fucking spacing kind of sort of figured out.
Ah.
We're almost there.
Oh no, I was. Leaves. That's what I was looking for.
Okay. And here's 5. Okay. So we got our parking lanes figured the fuck out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I cannot believe it just did that to me. Merge with layer below. Okay. Okay. Parking is now one layer and it will all move together now. Okay. Is it perfect? No. We don't need perfect right now. What we need is something that functions as one unit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that this thing can hold 1,250 cars. And we can duplicate that if we need another parking space. And that is supposed to handle 5,000 attendees for each of these parking units that we've put together. But I want to put that in perspective of the entire layout. Okay, so in the rest of this layout, you have a bunch of other things that have to go through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the question then would be, then where are you putting your main gate? And it would be hopefully somewhere around here, like on this edge here, where
Mm-hmm.
your main road kind of turns off into this stuff. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of sort of close to your parking lot, hopefully. Um, so let's see, what color did I give main? Since the main gate is an operational thing, I'm just gonna call it purple.
Oh.
I'm gonna go with doing kind of this. I don't know how. Does it seriously not bring that? Okay, that purple or like violet purple, or do we not give a shit? I'm gonna give it this one because that's usually easier to fucking see when we want to put writing or anything. So up here, we're gonna have a new paint layer so I can move it around by itself. I'm gonna call this main gate. Now, gates are a little weird, because there's not like a standardized like fucking size, I guess, other than for like stadiums.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, you twat waffles. I needed something. Um, but stadium entrance like gate areas are usually a 50 by 30-foot space. Um, and when we say gate, we do mean that it has multiple like lines that go through it, and typically those hold um, anywhere from 5 to 10 lines. In the case of what I'm talking about, it is like um, Arrowhead Stadium, which is a 50 by 30 space, and it allows for 10 security lines to go through it. So that's what I was thinking of using, just for the sake of like visual spacing for people. Because I think most people have gone to like a football stadium or a baseball stadium, and they all kind of have like a similar spacing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we're gonna use. And we said 50 by 30. Not good enough. Okay, there's your gate entrance. If you have 10 lines and they're going through one gate area, 10 lines per gate area, then you're looking at um, what is that? 500 people per line. So we could go more conservatively that this gate only allows for 5 lines, in which case we could put 2 of them. But for now, this is what we got. Where do we want to put it?
Could you please repeat?
Okay, so we have our gate. It's this little purple
Yes.
block.
Yes.
And we need to know where we're putting it. Now, we could put it here, and it's central to the parking space, if all you're doing is parking. If you're gonna add anything for like drop off or anything, you might want to put it a little bit further away, or you might want to put it over here, so that like you can create a drop off area that circles very quickly back into this area, gets people the fuck out. The problem that I have with doing it like
I said realistically, I like it being in a tucked off corner because if there is drop off, then it almost presents like a circle drive-esque to where there's a flow of traffic.
So, my argument would be to put it closer to here so that when they drop off, so that you can fill these parking spaces easily, but then like your commuter drop off can be down here, and then as soon as they're done loading or unloading, they can just exit out. Does that make sense? And then you have your exit can be down here, just as you would have your traffic from here exit out from down this way, so that all your lanes are one direction, which reduces accidents in confined spaces, if that makes sense. If you have a traffic flow pattern that causes like your parking spaces and your commuter spaces to kind of flow in one direction, because then you reduce cross traffic. So if you have your traffic flow coming up through here, you can have them drop off. Otherwise, what you have happen is that you have people trying to, if you have like your drop off, then your drop off is having to cut through traffic that's going to the parking lane to get back onto the main road to go out. Whereas if you do this, everybody kind of comes down to this one area. You can have another lane that essentially just cuts across the bottom and out. The problem I have with that is that like you do have this issue of like, you have this right turn right before they try to get onto the road, and it can cause backups, whether you like it or not. So what a lot of places will try and do is, you have this one lane going, these lanes going in, you have them cross, and then you have an exit lane going out the back. And that exit lane is where, and then everybody instead flows this way, keeping them away from here, which can help with like emergencies and stuff. So, that's why I would put it actually towards this area, so that you can kind of push your commuter drop off point over.
Nope, I understand.
Here.
Because that reminds it reminds me of how Valas does it.
Vala is not set up very badly, like as far as the way that they do stuff. A lot of their stuff is to try and avoid overflow issues, accidents happening and stuff. So, okay, so that's where our gate's going to be. I'm not going to deal with the commuter stuff right now. The next thing would be then stages. Starting with the main stage. Where do you want your main stage to be? And like,
Okay, how many stages are we having?
I have 2 for the plan for the sake of arguments and stuff. So your main stage is typically like a 50 by 50 area plus wing, blah blah blah. We're gonna start with just the
Then
stage.
I would have it be in like the north area.
Okay.
Is that where you're thinking?
That's fine with me. If you want to do that.
Well, no, that's what I'm asking because where's the second stage? Are we doing like a north and then south or a north then west? Like north then
Okay.
east, south then east, east and west? That'd be weird.
Well, it would be one of those things of like if people wanted to like chime in, but we don't have that right now. So typically when you have stages, you want them to kind of blow into a central area with their sound rather than out facing. So if you have one stage that is like in the north, you'll want one that kind of crosses or comes in the same direction sound wise.
So in my mind, what I'm thinking is, so this is kind of like a play off of like the first draft you and I ever did in like the ye olden time of this. We have one kind of like north, because from what you said in the beginning, it's like north, south, east, west, right? Based off of the square. Is that what you agreed on when you set the directions for the square?
North is the top of the page, yeah. East is the
just
right
making
hand.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, north, south, east, west. Yep. Nope. Cool. Just making sure. Because in my brain, I see one in like the northwest side of things, and then I see one over here in like the southeast, and then centralized would be the vendors and stuff like that.
Okay. So you want to put one. Let me make sure it's the right side. Good enough. I put that in the wrong color. I will just fix it here in a second. Really? Let me do 1 pixel on each of the fucking corners. It's not going to fill in. And it's just enough to annoy the fuck out of me. Okay. So there's your main stage. Oh fuck, I put that on the wrong motherfucker. Edit. Undo. 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 I have to make another layer so that it can move. Main stage. Okay. Here's your main stage. It's like 1,000 feet from your gate. It's like 1,200 feet from your gate. Because your gate's almost halfway up into the property. About a third of the way up. something like that. Okay. So you're roughly 1,000 feet from the main gate with that. And then, what did I put for the secondary stage? Orange. Okay. I didn't want that. Good enough. Take another. Good enough. I'm not fighting with shit today. So your secondary stage you were wanting where?
Yeah.
Right about here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Somewhere southeast of where the stage is, just because. Oh, they're coming in October. That's why I'm seeing this now. Yeah. Just because I do agree with you want it all centralized, and realistically that means if we put things centralized towards the middle of each stages, potential double watching of each stage.
Mhm. Okay. So the next part would be um your vendor area. What did I choose for that? Yellow. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing about vendors again. Vendors are separate
Mm-hmm.
from your food. Alright, these are people that are selling things like t-shirts or face paint or blah blah blah. Okay? And they typically operate on like a 10 by 10 space, a 10 foot by 10 foot space, or a 20 foot by 20 foot space. And I am not drawing that the fuck out. So what I want is like, how many vendors are you expecting for 5,000 people? And realistically, for 5,000 people, you're wanting about 20 vendors. And people are like, why? And it's like, so that they actually have a chance of making money and people don't have like choice freeze. Like, they're not overwhelmed by how many fucking people, like, vendors are there. It doesn't feel like a fucking shopping bazaar. And nobody feels like they're packed like fucking sardines.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna assume a 20 by 20 space for our vendors, and that we're gonna have 20 of them. That's 8,000 square feet. Trying to think about what 8,000 square feet is going to look like. It's a 400 by 200 space. Good enough. I'm gonna fill that in real quick. And then we can move it around. Okay, so here's your vendors. Where do you want the vendors?
Yeah, because I would want food somewhere to be kind of in like.
Food is separate, so
No, I
use.
know. I'm just saying of. I'm. I'm aware. I
Yeah.
was saying of like I was thinking of somewhere else for food, but I was trying to think of like where I wanted food, so it wasn't like a straight directly across, but it could be like a catty corner kind of thing.
Mhm. So, let's start with like
Sure,
right about
somewhere
there.
in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna go with our food. Now, food is interesting because you're like, okay, are we dealing with just strictly um, food trucks, or are we doing a mix of food trucks and food tents? Like, what are your situations here? I was like, when you think about your food stuff, if you're doing food trucks, you kind of assume like a 30-foot by 15-foot space for them because food trucks are longer than the average vehicle, and they also need like space for like any kind of like water or anything like egress access to them for
Yeah.
um
It's a,
so again you're looking at about 20 food vendors for the sake of not overwhelming people with choices, but also having enough choices that you get things like, oh, are we dealing with people who are needing vegan options or whatever, just to give them that ability to come, right? Because you don't want food to be the reason why someone chooses not to come to your event. So, um, um, like trying to figure this out. Oh, I made that too big. Shit. Oops. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna delete that and redo it. Okay. There's that. And then food. Go with a slightly different yellow. Um, Flip that over. 90 by 100. Good enough. Okay. And here's your food. Jojo, are you still alive?
No, I am.
Okay.
I was waiting patiently for you to do things.
So, Here's
I'm
your
not trying
food,
to
guys.
rush you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So yeah, I fucked up on that vendor's space. I was like, I did my math wrong. Um. So.
But I was thinking have that one be close, like closer to the main entrance area without. Yeah.
Okay.
Because that way you can put the menial stuff of like bathrooms, med center within the area,
Yeah.
stuff that obviously, as you said, we're getting into later.
Mhm. Okay. So our core festival functions are in. So that's what it looks like so far. And it looks like, oh, we don't have a lot going on when you do it this way. But we haven't put in, like we said, we haven't put in our medical area, we haven't put in artist entrances, we haven't put in anything that would handle the rest of the functions, like where are your water stations, where are your uh, toilets and stuff. Oh, this one got through. How fun. Let me fix that. Give me a second. Viewer bot website. There. Done. I love this so much. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, um, do you still feel like trying to go for another thing? Um, because
As in placing another building, or do you
yeah,
want to cut it off for part two?
that's kind of up to you because we are at an hour, so, and I didn't know how you were feeling.
I'm fine.
Okay, cool. Guess what?
Chicken butt? Sorry.
uh,
That's just the natural response.
let's do our medical.
Yay! Keeping people safe.
Where are you putting your medical?
Um,
That's gonna be blue. Medical.
my thought is like somewhere close to main entrance area, but plot twist, I would say we need to have like two.
Mm-hmm.
One near stage, just because obviously for artists, but then one or two out in like the civilian area.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that sound
Yeah.
feasible? Okay.
So, I guess the question. We'll do it a 100
I'm
foot by
walk away to
100.
get water real quick. I'll be right back.
Yep. do it like that. Um, and medical center 2. Do as well. Well, that. There we go. Alright, so we got our 2 medical centers kind of sort of situated. Now, the reason I moved secondary stage inward was so that I could take this main entrance road bring it all the way to the back of the property like so. The reason for that is so that you can do things like
Oh, excuse me.
you can have an exit going like so, and that can be used for your artist entrance.
Mm-hmm.
I fucked that up. Give me a second. But it's also an emergency route because that gets to this medical tent and you're gonna have a lot less traffic going through that artist route than you are the other route.
Mm-hmm.
Just connect that in here, sort of.
Kind of, sort of.
Good enough kind of situation. Okay. And then I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna call it road 1. Grab it real quick. I'll put it like so. And then I want to use another layer, call it road 2, And this is for exiting out of this stuff. Just connect that kind of sort of here.
The sword though.
Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is, instead of having like a regular route, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make another road here, because this is gonna be busy with people exiting from like the car area and stuff. Is the reason I extended this one out was that you could put a emergency road.
Mm-hmm.
Right over here for an access for
You have water over there, lady. Why do you need my water?
Because you're drinking from it. Take a different color for that road.
I mean, I guess. You're lucky you're cute, cat. I swear, don't try to climb the fucking walls. Don't be doing shit just because you're bored.
You're not.
Because
Why is it not? Oh.
she's a very daring street cat, so I don't want to deal with the repercussions. Because her parents are over 8 hours away. And my aunt may be a vet, but she's in Atlanta, so she's an hour ahead of me. And I don't want to be calling her at 10 o'clock at night being like, your niece's cat just decided to fucking AWOL on me and I don't know what to do.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, so your emergency road is this light blue one.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I put it on a different kind of situation was effectively our guests or whatever are gonna exit out on this road, this regular road, and then ambulances and stuff can go through that blue road without impediment. So they can access the rest of the venue through that. We could do something similar here with the artist area, to access the other medical tent faster, because we do have that east road. But I feel like artists are not going to have the same traffic as the people that are
No. No, I get what you're saying, and you're right.
so that's the only reason why I didn't put it there.
Yeah. Nope, I got
It's
you.
just because that has so much other shit going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. The next thing to go for, and to be honest, I think this main entrance road doesn't actually need to go like that, because it cuts off the rest of the fucking situation. Because the artist road doesn't really need to. Okay, cool. Fuck it.
I will say 10 o'clock or 9:45 will probably be my cutoff.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got emergency situation kind of sort of figured out. There's obviously more pathways that you need to consider inside the ground, but I want it the roadway and the buildings to the spaces kind of figured out.
Fuck that.
Um,
Sorry, that was a loud boom I heard in my neighborhood, the area that I'm in.
okay.
Not my neighborhood.
So the next thing would be the operations compound.
Okay, so I genuinely would have no idea where this would fit at.
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sure either because you kind of want it close to what we could do is take this medical thing, stick it in there a little bit more. I'm gonna copy main gate real quick. Duplicate and then call it artist entrance. And then drag it up over here. Good enough. And then operations. Colors operations. Purple as well. Cool. We'll do another. On the back end of this medical, essentially.
Excuse me.
It doesn't actually need to be this color big, but I wanted it to kind of sort of okay. There's operations and kind of sort of put it in here where it's easily accessible to artists. It's kind of sort of easily accessible to the stages, and it can kind of fairly quickly get to the rest, right? It's probably not that big, but whatever. So that's where I would put it personally.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So that's what we have right now. And I think it does pretty well for what we need it to do.
I think so.
Just gonna rotate this real quick. Okay, cool. There. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. And you're like, what the fuck is going on with this area? You do have expansion thing, because the goal is to eventually turn this into a 50,000 person event, and you want space to do that. So that is why we're like focusing in one area. So that's what we have for now. I think this is a good spot to kind of stop, and we can kind of chew on it a little bit more next time around, um, if you want, for like things like the camping areas and VIP area and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah. No, that sounds totally feasible. I'm gonna keep it like 100 with you. I don't know if I'll have the Moxie to stream tomorrow,
Okay.
just because we have to do an event tomorrow.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want to stream tomorrow?
Um, I mean, if we're gonna,
And you can be honest, or you can, whatever. Just be
yeah,
honest.
um, I'm gonna be honest. We've done like an hour and a half this week. So like we're not hurting. Um, we can do.
Well, I was thinking we do Saturday or Sunday for the
Oh,
makeup day instead of
yeah.
today and tomorrow.
If you wanna do Saturday, we can definitely do like Saturday. Well, no. Saturday I have something. And I forgot to put it on there.
That's fine.
Um,
How dare you? I'm offended.
right.
Boo.
Uh,
Now you can't do it. No,
um,
again, we can do Sunday too. I'm cool with that. I'm just letting you
okay.
know that like
Yeah, if we want to do Sunday,
I
we
don't
can
think
do
I can
Sunday.
do it. I need a break.
Do you want to do it earlier in the day or
Yeah, we can do like between 12 and 3
okay.
or 1 and 4, whichever works for you.
Um, let's do like a 1 o'clock. Um, we'll just do an afternoon
Okay.
stream. Just wing it from there. Um,
Wing it.
yeah, that way we get naps in or whatever needs to happen. Uh, and that way we're not like dying. Because the event doesn't start until 10 o'clock and shit has to be done before then. Um,
Yeah, I definitely will like need to sleep for sure.
okay,
I will need a nap.
okay. So we'll do Sunday at 1 and call it a day from here.
Call it a day.
So, alright. We'll catch everybody
Bye.
on Sunday then.